They will worship us as gods, and their kingdoms will be ours.
Bible Tunes Studio presents The Forbidden Book of Enoch. What if the Bible references a mysterious book that most Christians have never read? And what if that book reveals the shocking, untold origin of the giants who once walked the earth? For centuries, a theological shadow has hung over a figure named Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah, a man who, according to Genesis, walked so closely with God that he simply vanished, bypassed death, and was taken directly into the heavens.
How can a man walk with the Almighty and simply cease to be? There must be more to his departure, a secret written in a tongue we have forgotten.
But behind his enigmatic exit lies a literary mystery. The Book of Enoch was once read, quoted, and revered by the early church and the writers of the New Testament. Jude the Apostle.
Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these very things. His words are not dead, they speak to the fires of the coming judgment.
Yet, as the official biblical canon was locked away, this text was systematically excluded, hidden, and nearly lost to the sands of time. Why was it buried? Was it because it pulled back the veil on the cosmos, exposing a cosmic rebellion, forbidden knowledge, and a race of towering hybrids known as the Nephilim? Today, we journey into the dusty caves of Qumran, scale the mysterious peaks of Mount Hermon, and decode the secrets of the forbidden book that the ancient world tried to forget. To understand the Book of Enoch, we must go back to the dawn of human civilization. While the Book of Genesis offers a brief, cryptic 4-verse introduction to the sons of God marrying the daughters of men, the Book of Enoch acts as a sprawling, cinematic expansion of this cosmic event. It introduces us to the Watchers, an elite order of angels tasked with observing humanity, but observation soon turned to obsession. Led by a powerful entity named Semyaza, 200 of these celestial guardians gazed down at the beauty of human women and made a catastrophic decision to abandon their heavenly stations, descend to earth, and take human wives. But this was no spontaneous lapse in judgment. It was a calculated, mutinous pact.
I fear you will not indeed agree to do this deed, and I alone shall have to pay the penalty of a great sin. Let us all swear an oath and bind ourselves by mutual imprecations that we will not abandon this plan but execute it to the end.
The Watchers did not merely cohabit with humanity. They fundamentally altered human culture. The Book of Enoch details how the angel Azazel taught men to fashion swords, knives, and shields of iron, introducing warfare to a pristine world.
We will show them the secrets of the sky, the movement of the stars, and the roots of the earth. They will worship us as gods, and their kingdoms will be ours.
Others taught the arts of enchantments, the viewing of the stars, and the modification of the human form through cosmetics.
Look upon this iron, mortal. Heat it, bend it, and sharpen its edge. No longer will you struggle against the beasts, you will conquer your enemies with the power of metal.
The ancient world was suddenly thrust into an accelerated age of technology and vanity. But the worst consequence was yet to come. The union between the divine and the mortal broke the laws of creation, giving birth to a terrifying, unnatural lineage, the Nephilim. The offspring of this forbidden union were the Nephilim. The word itself has been translated as giants, but its root meaning in Hebrew is the fallen ones. In the Book of Enoch, these creatures are described not as mindless monsters, but as towering demigods of immense physical stature and insatiable appetites. Because they possessed the cosmic knowledge of their angelic fathers and the mortal desires of their human mothers, they quickly became the absolute rulers of the earth, terrified human. The giants spare nothing. They consume our cattle, our crops, And now they turn their eyes upon our children. Have the heavens abandoned us to these monsters? Initially, humanity built monuments to these demigods, feeding their massive appetites with the fruits of the harvest. But as the Nephilim grew in number and size, the earth's natural resources began to fail. The insatiable hunger of the giants turned inward. The text describes a dark, psychological shift in the giants. Having consumed all the produce of the earth, they turned on humanity itself, devouring human flesh and drinking blood, a supreme violation of ancient divine law.
The soil of this earth is weak, and its people are but dust beneath our feet. We are born of the heavens. Why should we starve for the sake of mortals?
The earth, groaning under the weight of violence, blood, and unnatural corruption, cried out to the heavens for justice. As the earth spiraled into absolute chaos, the great archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, looked down from the holy heavens and saw the torrent of blood and lawlessness. They brought the case before the Creator.
Lord of Lords, the earth lies desolate and filled with blood. The souls of the slain are crying out to the gates of heaven, demanding justice against the lawless.
But before the heavens unleashed a cleansing flood, a messenger was sent to intermediate. That messenger was Enoch. Enoch was not a warrior. He was a scribe of righteousness. In a stunning reversal of roles, the fallen angels, the mighty cosmic watchers who once stood in the presence of the Almighty, became terrified of their impending judgment. Knowing Enoch's pure standing with God, they begged the human scribe to write a petition of mercy on their behalf.
Enoch, scribe of the great king, we cannot raise our eyes to heaven in our shame. Write our plea, ask for our pardon, for our torment has begun.
You have abandoned the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and have defiled yourselves with women. You have done as the children of earth do, and begotten giants as your sons. You had spiritual life, but you became mortal by blood. Therefore, write no more petitions. There shall be no peace for you, nor any forgiveness of sin.
The decree was absolute. The watchers were bound in chains of darkness beneath the hills of the earth, kept there until the day of final judgment. Their giant offspring, the Nephilim, were left to destroy one another in a frantic, bloody civil war. According to Enoch, when the physical bodies of the Nephilim perished, their disembodied spirits remained on the earth, wandering the dry places as evil spirits, demons, seeking human hosts to torment, bringing sickness, fear, and corruption to future generations. This was the explanation for the origin of demons that the ancient world accepted. Not fallen angels themselves, but the ghostly, restless spirits of the drowned giant hybrids. If this book holds such a vital key to understanding the cosmic warfare of the ancient world, why isn't it in our modern Bibles? Why was it removed? To answer this, we have to look at the formation of the biblical canon. In the early centuries after Christ, the Book of Enoch was highly popular. Early church fathers like Tertullian, Clement of Alexandria, and Irenaeus regarded it with immense respect. In fact, the New Testament itself directly references it. In the Epistle of Jude, verses 14 and 15, the author quotes Enoch directly, saying,
Behold, the Lord comes with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment on all.
Yet, as the centuries rolled on, religious authorities grew uneasy. Early church scholar.
The book contains deep mysteries, yes, but its descriptions of angels having physical desires and fathering giants. It borders on the pagan mythologies of Greece and Rome. We must preserve the purity of the faith. If the common believer reads of such celestial corruption, how will they trust the holiness of the heavens? It is safer to leave it in the shadows.
By the 4th century, the Book of Enoch was excluded from the canon in both the Western and Eastern Roman empires. It was labeled apocryphal, hidden away. For nearly 1,500 years, the text was believed to be lost to history, but it wasn't lost everywhere. In the isolated mountainous kingdom of Ethiopia, the ancient Christian church did not share the anxieties of Rome. They kept the Book of Enoch in their official scriptures, preserving it in the classical Ge'ez language.
Let Rome seal their books and fear the deep mysteries. This scroll was kept safe by our fathers through the great waters, and we shall guard it until the king returns.
And in 1947, when a Bedouin shepherd threw a stone into a cave near the Dead Sea, he discovered the Dead Sea Scrolls. Among the fragments of the Hebrew Bible were several ancient Aramaic copies of the Book of Enoch, proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that this forbidden book was once a cornerstone of ancient Jewish theology. The Book of Enoch stands as a fascinating bridge between two worlds, the physical and the spiritual. It reminds us that the ancient writers did not view the cosmos as a cold, empty vacuum of physics, but as a living, breathing arena of spiritual warfare, where choices have eternal consequences. Whether one views the Book of Enoch as inspired scripture, historical literature, or a window into ancient Jewish mysticism, its core message remains strikingly relevant. It is a cautionary tale about the limits of human curiosity and the dangers of seeking forbidden shortcuts to power, wisdom, and beauty. The Watchers tried to build a paradise of human pride and angelic technology, but it collapsed into a nightmare of violence and destruction. Enoch, on the other hand, chose the quiet path of humility, walking with his Creator in a corrupt world until he was taken home. The secrets of the ancient world are far from fully revealed. But perhaps the greatest lesson of the Book of Enoch is that true wisdom is not found in forbidden power or hidden secrets, but in humility, faith, and the choices we make every day. Though thousands of years have passed, its warning still echoes through history, reminding us that every choice has consequences. The secrets of the ancient world are far from fully revealed. If you enjoyed this exploration, be sure to like, subscribe to BibleTune Studio, and join us for more hidden stories from history. Until next time, stay wise and keep searching for the truth.